I still think the best part about all that was like how we see all that stuff like chairs we see.
Yeah, you can see like the mayonnaise.
Blood lust inside. Oh my god, there's a white food thing. This is my favorite. There you
Jotain.
Lead the way.
No, sir. Forget about the NSM.
Nope. All right. Oh, I guess I'll explain a couple things first, as well as make JC black. So this is Deus Ex. I'm gonna be speedrunning the game on realistic difficulty, and I just want to say a couple of things about skills. Really, the only skills you need for the speedrun are swimming and heavy weapons, because there are going to be a lot of water areas and you're going to be using a lot of heavy weapons, so those save a lot of time. Actually, I didn't want to start. So yeah. Time in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so Deus Ex. I already tried to go for some strats. You can jump over that railing, but didn't quite work out. So Paul really wants to talk to us, and we really want to savor the moment. So we'll make a save when we're still in the conversation. That's going to be very useful later on, because the game doesn't really expect you to do anything, like you to be able to save when you're in a conversation, so it will cause some oddities. And then I'll try to use this gas grenade to manipulate this guard's AI, so you can get into the UNATCO headquarters without doing the mission at all. It basically completely skips the first mission. It's a bit of an RNG element, because sometimes the guard can get stuck, or like he'll kind of get stagger and he won't open the door, and that's usually just a reset. So now we're here, we just have to do some mandatory stuff to proceed with the game. Get some useless items that we don't need, and get blocked by guards. Have some drawing knives off the body. And there's a neat thing with the cutscenes where if you jump into them and hold another button that's designed for jumping, you can skip the dialogue immediately. And there we already got an introduction to duping. When you throw items away, they don't actually disappear off the world right away. So when you like throw stuff out, they are still in the world for, or like when you grab stuff, they're still in the world for like a few frames, during which you can pick them up multiple times. So if you map your pickup item to, say, a mouse wheel, you can use it to do many things in the game to your heart's content. It's quite broken. I got 3 throwing knives, which is plenty. The amount you get is random. And pick up the crossbow. Gonna use it for like one thing. Some very elite AI manipulation. And we're pretty much done with the first level. So at the beginning when you talk with Paul, you like the most useful weapon is the Gep gun by far, because you can find the other 2 weapons in the level normally, so you're just really wasting a pick if you pick those. Right here Anna tries to talk to you, but you're gonna move up and to the left to avoid her. And now we have to defuse a hostage situation, but really don't feel like it. I just wanna move on to bigger and better things. Sometimes you can get headshot by your own guys or those guys. Good AI. And lasers, who needs those? You can just go right through them. Now Paul wants to talk to you again. Just throw a knife at him. He'll get the picture. Won't talk to us anymore.
We're getting reports of a hostage situation in a Ton hotel, which is at the southeast corner of the block. When you stayed with Paul,
Gonna be making safety saves a lot, because this game is a bit unpredictable and also a bit unstable, can crash from time to time. Alright, so this is where that save at the start will come in handy. So I used what we call a glitchy save, which if used there it will reload the items in this area. So we use it to get more flamethrower ammo and more importantly more those upgrade canisters. So we can upgrade and augment very early on. There's a little fancy jump there you can do, but kind of failed it. This is like our second favorite item in the game, lambs. They're useful for so many things. Here I'll dupe them. Get 10 lambs, which is plenty for now. And time for some hot barbecue action. Flamethrower is a very overpowered weapon. As long as that guy doesn't throw grenades at me. Jeez. So the objective here is to blow up a generator, but I also want to open up a door that houses this upgrade canister. You can do both with one grenade, but it's safer to throw 2. And this is called a lamb jump. Like when you throw a grenade on the ground, it gives you a bit of an upwards boost when you jump at the correct time. Then there's an asshole sniper here that likes to snipe me sometimes. And that's the second level. So far the movement hasn't been that exciting, but that'll change in a moment. You can jump to the side of those guys to avoid talking to them. And also a lot of this game is inventory management, where you really want to pick up and throw away items in a specific order, so you have room in your inventory for stuff you want to pick up later. There you have to trigger that dialogue by Walton Simons, that where he's talking about firing Paul, because that starts like a section where he starts moving. And now we have upgraded movement, which is quite a bit faster.
Carry on, Agent.
And some flowers for her.
Yes, sir.
So she hopefully gets out of the way. Thank you.
Hope this one turns out a little better.
Now we're gonna be needing a few of those bile cells, so just dupe.
Your chopper's ready, Agent.
You may use the helicopter.
Let's go.
And now we're off to the third mission.
Never should have translated.
these helicopter sequences are about the only breaks you get in the run. It's pretty intense otherwise.
We're dropping you in Battery Park. We know
The speed augmentation also lets you jump higher and take less fall damage. So in elevators were kind of weird in Max Payne, but they're also kind of weird in this game, where you kind of don't need to use them at all. You can just kill yourself, and as you're dead, you just kind of fall through them. And use what we call a regular save, where you can like save the game state pretty much anywhere, even when you're dead. And when you reload the game, it like creates a new body for JC. So you can use that to revive from the dead. And this is what is called a lamb clip, where you, like when you throw that lamb against the wall, it rotates, and depending on that rotation, you can actually get pushed inside the door and clip through it. Use that in many other spots in the run. And you can also use the regular save to. Usually, if your positioning is good, you'll get it after a few load attempts. You want to blow up a door, also a person, also burn. There's some law and some more lamps, which will be greatly useful. There are like these tiny movement optimization where like if you crouch and jump at roughly the same time, you can get a smaller jump that still retains the forward momentum that you had. Now time to introduce the best glitch in the game, in my opinion. Super jumps. For whatever reason, when you go to the game options menu, the game stacks the augments that you have active. So that just causes you to be able to jump insanely high. And here we abuse the same thing as with the duping, where when you fire the lamb, it doesn't get erased from your inventory immediately. So if you fire the lamb and then immediately enter a load zone, it still stays in your inventory, so you can abuse that to use a single law multiple times. And super jumping is also pretty much the reason why we run the game in windowed mode.
It's true.
Because if you run the game on full screen, when you open the menu for the first time, the cursor starts all the way in the upright corner. So that's obviously bad for super jumps where you want to open the menu rapidly. So we play the game in windowed mode because then the cursor actually saves where you last had it.
I guess you got it better off.
What?
Skip dialogue, please.
Good.
So long, Agent.
And that's airfield.
We'll miss you, Agent.
Now UNATCO wants us to go to Hong Kong, but we're not gonna go to Hong Kong. We have to help Paul first. And there what I did is I jumped into the dialogue trigger for the helicopter, and you can't talk to people while you're in the air, so it just skips the dialogue instead. Useful in a few spots. Now there are some somewhat big skips going on in this level. Like, this door is locked and it unlocks when you talk to Paul. But you can super jump up that little hole at the top. So you can skip talking to Paul. Some more use for the law. And some more super jumping. Oh, almost a perfect one. You can super jump into that window.
I can see that the signal is being transmitted, but the satellite is not receiving it.
Also another important part of the run, being able to type well. A lot of passwords you need to enter. And now we actually did the quest for Paul without talking to him at all to actually start the quest, so it's gonna be a bit of wonky stuff going on because the game expects you to talk to Paul to get the quest, so I actually want to hit a pretty specific trigger.
Good.
There we go. So, and kill myself to go to prison faster. But the quest for where you hand it in to Paul for completing it extends a bit further than the one where you get the quest from him. But if you get into the trigger where Paul gives you the quest when you've already completed it, you're practically soft-locked the game. You have to be a bit careful. And there, what I did was a glitch called Dead Man Walking, where if you would have taken a look at JC's health, you would have noticed that the his torso health was 0. And what that does is the guards don't look, they completely ignore you because they assume you're dead. But because of game saves, you can actually move around while you're dead.
Oh, I cannot forgive. No. Not securing a bait.
And that's that. And the reason why I had to kill Anna at the plane was so that she wouldn't be in the way here. Because if she dies there, Alex just straight up gives you the key to exit UNATCO.
I'm sorry. MJ-12 must want you bad. Locked on the chopper and had the nav computer fly straight in.
Another little lamb clip.
Shut. My weapons unlocked.
And into the best area. Hong Kong! With the best music in the game. Fortunately, you don't get to hear it much.
Used to drop Paul off in a small compound east of the market.
It's also Code Heaven and Button Heaven. And do a little skip here with super jumps. For whatever reason, the buttons in this game are really tiny. Quite hard to hit sometimes. Hardest code in the game, 1-2. And in Hong Kong we are also gonna be doing some pretty big sequence breaking, because this is actually the last mission at Hong Kong. Like first you have to like die to this guy, apparently. But first you have to like get a truce going on between the triads. And then they want you to get the sword, and then they want you to go here to destroy the Universal Constructor. Just like... Nice. Whatever. Isn't so bad. But yeah, they first want to do a whole bunch of stuff. I guess my torso health was pretty bad. She wants to talk, I don't, so I burn her hopefully. I usually have a more flamethrower ammo than this. It's sketchy, but it worked out. So she's supposed to fight you and all that, but you can just burn her. Get out of the way. And we get the Dragon's Tooth Sword, which is one of the most powerful weapons in the game, at least from melee. And one-shot pretty much everything, even without any like
Tracking down
melee
this
weapon
town
skill.
location. Illuminati fingerprints all over the
Also probably turn on the speed. So now we actually did the last quest, but we haven't done the quest before that, so we're going to do that right now. Have to go to Maggie Chow's apartment, raid it. This guy wants to talk, I don't, so I just jump up a 20-story building and burn her bodyguards. Why not? And there's the sword, but we already have it, so we don't actually need to get it again. Now we're done here, and now we can go hand in all these missions, quests, whatever. And the speed augment makes it so you take less fall damage. And there you have to wait for that info link, otherwise you can't hand in the mission to Max Chen. And you'd have to go back. And this is one of the weirdest things in this game. For some reason, the guy who you're supposed to hand the sword to is up here in this building, which you're obviously never supposed to reach casually. The way they did it is like, whenever something gets placed out of bounds, it instantly gets destroyed. That's why, like, when you try to do lamp clips, when you get pushed out of bounds, JC just dies instantly. But for some reason they just felt the need to put that guy up there. There's like no reason for it. Just, I don't know, Iron Storm things.
Max Chan, Gordon.
And now we're done with Hong Kong. That is another situation where you can potentially softlock the game, because Tang hasn't actually given you any quests, because you're supposed to earn his trust first. So you can't go like too far in, otherwise you softlock. Go. Back in New York briefly to talk to this guy. Well, goodbye. There's also another guy we need to talk to. But there's a building in the way. So just super jump, why not? He's down here. And this is where glitchy save comes in handy. So we use it to interrupt the dialogue. And then you have to quick save and quick load so the scripts start working again. Because one of the properties of glitchy save is it interrupts mission scripts. And that's why I was able to keep my weapons in prison. Oh, it also works there. That's a bad jump. No matter. Ship is fairly technical. We have to get there first. I'll reload the get gun. And didn't even reload it, nice. And there's our biggest fan. Can I buy it for a second? There's this polite guy who usually opens the door for me, and I repay the favor by shooting him in the face. And that way I get a dead man walking again. So throughout the ship the guards, I can roam freely. The guys have no idea I'm here. Yeah, I did it right. There are some not really precise shots, but you have to know what you're shooting at here. There are like these little valves you have to blow up. So the objective here is to just sink the ship, because it's like carrying a boatload of the virus. Or it's really deadly, so I blow it up. When you have dead man walking, if somebody talks to you, the game soft locks, because you just get stuck in like a third-person camera. And that engineer wants to talk to you, so he needs to die. And all these rockets are hitting the pumps or whatever. Yeah. I want to get rid of Deadman walking, and there's a troll that can happen here sometimes where like the camera shakes and sends you way to the right, so when you try to do that jump it just sends you off into the water. You pretty much have to reload the save. That's how you sink a ship.
Ship is sinking. Jockey is touching down on the roof and will take you to Stanton down. Now it has determined who engineered the virus.
So here, super jump past the gate, and there's a lamp that's supposed to blow like an EMP field generator, so Jock can land. And that's quite possibly the shortest mission in the game. Next up is Paris. I have to go through the catacombs. There's quite a lot of stuff going on. Don't really need the super jump for height, but to survive this fall should normally kill you. Hate these stairs. They're the worst. Somewhat easy to get lost in the catacombs, but should know the way. Hit this guy in the knee. Hit this buddy in the head. And then do some duping. Just don't have enough lambs. 10. Nice. Perfect. Alright, so we don't want to rescue any hostages, so we just do a better lamp clip to get through the door. There we go. Yeah. Camera sometimes gets a bit funky, but generally when you're like inside the door you can't really go out. Now we're in Paris. Home of some really awful French accents. That's how I enter bars with rocket launchers. Something is a bit weird sometimes. And almost done with Paris. Well, the city section anyways.
Let's hit it.
And there's Günther. We'll be seeing him later, maybe, possibly. Possibly a couple seconds of it. So I don't really want to use the front door, so I'll just use a grenade to enter the chateau. There's a little nifty trick you can do. You can equip a box and a rocket launcher at the same time. Because you need to shoot that door, because it has like wooden blocks blocking it. More lamp clips. And now we need to get some gold for Everett. Well, we won't be getting the gold, but we need to like establish a communication network. The cathedral that's riddled with the MJ12. Some fancy super jumps. And a rocket shot to open the door.
Yes, obey your new masters.
Hi, Gunther. Bye, Gunther. And let's roll. Some fancy jumps. It's somewhat technical movement.
Whoever's out there.
You're hearing the voice of a majestic 12 AI. No need to be alarmed. For now. Keep going.
Looping because there's nothing really better to do, just going from point A to point B.
Only a couple of trains.
That will be.
This is probably my most hated lamp clip on a first try, of course. Never in runs. Actually, there's something I want to do, because probably have time. Go for the good ending, if the game will allow me. There's me going out of bounds. There we go. There's this guy. A bit of Slim Shady.
Why did you kill Everett's mechanic?
Now enjoy some good dialogue.
You better double check your systems. What did he work on?
The fuel system. Now that you mention it. Wait a minute. This isn't right.
What isn't?
Oh my God, JC, a bomb.
A bomb.
A bomb?
It's remote controlled. Oh, get out of it.
And that's it. Some grade A dialogue. Worth it for the time. Now is another grade level Vandenberg. It's got the most recent skip discovered, as far as I know. So what you're supposed to do is like take out a bunch of security bots, go inside the base, talk to the guys, do a bunch of other crap, or if you don't suck, you can do something. Really. This happened in my PB as well. There we go. You can, like, for some reason, the game developers left the level end trigger like out there in the open. Normally you can't reach it, but you can either shoot it with a gun or you can super jump to it, and that just completes the level instantly. It's really easier than I made it look. Now we have to rescue a hostage. You know how hostage rescue missions usually go. Just do a casual grenade for her and then get out of here. I really gave it my best. What a rotten way to die. Subbase is pretty hard.
Remember, this is how Tiffany was captured. You need to steal a mini-sub to get to the ocean lab. The base is a series of interconnected modules, with the subs in the module submerged.
No, that's not gonna work.
Remember, this is how Tiffany was captured. You need to steal a mini-sub to get to the ocean lab.
Might work.
This is a series of interconnected modules, with the subs in the module
Yeah, that works.
just offshore.
Killing that sniper is crucial for what I want to do later.
Company.
elevators who needs them. Now we can do dead man walking again. Like my torso has negative health, so the guys have no idea I'm there. Conveniently, you can hack computers away from them. Need to open some doors. These turrets are really lethal, so you pretty much just have to shoot them with the rocket. After it's swimming, the most useful skill. A little micro optimization jumping through that window. And even on realistic, you can pretty much run past everything. I really want to open that door, otherwise that turret destroys you. More bluing elevators. And now we're pretty much on a timer because people have to finish talking for me to be able to continue on. So it doesn't matter if I'm going a bit slow. This is the info link I need to get before leaving. Like, it has to start, otherwise the game will soft lock and won't let you leave. Elevators are so useless. So are windows. Reloading the flamethrower underwater, just why not? Makes totally makes sense. So yeah, if you don't get the info link, you can take this sub, or you'll be stuck there. And now some older strats where to just swim back on shore, but this is actually a bit faster. Going through here. Elevator. Useless. Whee! Only 2 more levels, one of them is, and one of which is extremely short. Hopefully. So now we're pretty much trying to launch a nuclear missile at Area 51. And there's a guy trying to stop the launch. But we don't want any of that. It's a very precise shot. Pixel perfect as far as I know. Oh, there we go. Use the glitchy save to interrupt some dialogue and we're off. So what happens is that there's like that slab, and when I shoot the law doesn't actually appear in front of me, like at the gun. It appears like a meter in front of me, so that allows it to go through surfaces like that. So it hits a wall or something, and then the splash damage kills the guy that we're supposed to take out. It's a little clip. And because I did the thing I did back at Everett's place, Chuck lived. And some nifty work to survive falls you're not supposed to. And one last dead man walking. One final super jump. Time is really soon, by the way.
We're doing well. Come back to the communicator in Station 5. I can get you into Sector 2.
This can be a bit sketchy.
Do what you think's right, JC. Only listen to your own conscience.
Elevator party time. See, they're having fun. They're dancing. No, they don't want to dance anymore.
Everett says you want me to. Are you in?
And we're pretty much at the end. There's like one last sequence break. Where normally to trigger this ending you have to like flip a bunch of switches, but you can actually hit the button with a certain angle and time. And that's Deus Ex. Underestimate 2, nice. Oh, hope you enjoyed it. It was pretty chaotic at the times. I probably didn't explain quite everything I could have or how I wanted it to, but hope it was entertaining nonetheless. So next up is Crash Team Racing, I believe. So I guess I'll just hand it over to them.